Yeah, they played pretty good.
Yeah.
Okay,
You ready?
6 o'clock. Call a meeting to order. Review minutes from our last meeting, which was
February
February 1st.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes for February 1st, 23.
Okay,
Second?
second discussion on those. Any discussion? I reviewed them and thought they looked good.
Looked good to me.
Yep.
Okay, good. All in favor? Say aye.
Right?
Aye. Okay, minutes are approved. Any adjustments to the agenda?
Nope.
Okay,
I say we bomb right through it.
okay, sounds good. Upper Valley Grill, I had got a text message from Bill Kane about, lining something up for the ball field, for a barbecue chicken thing for snowmobiles. They wanted to see the community club, and was talking about, about permission to park snowmobiles in case they needed more parking for a barbecue or something they were doing.
Yeah,
I didn't have all the details.
There's a bar,
but
I know that they've got, well, there's the ride-in, the normal snowmobile ride-in.
Yeah.
And then there's this other.
which
bar.
they already did the Dick
They already
Page,
did the Dick Page ride-in.
and then
last
this
weekend.
is,
This
Yeah.
coming weekend
this,
is
you're right.
2 weekends.
2 weeks, that's right.
Is something else, and they were wondering, but the way with snow, I don't know that there's,
I don't know if there's gonna.
and Bill was, I said, we'll come to the meeting and we can discuss it, whatever, so.
Is he concerned, well, I mean, we've got proof of insurance.
He just wanted permission
Oh.
that it would be okay,
I think it's
for
fine. as long as
overflow
it- As long as
parking.
there's snow on the field, that's fine.
right, which
Yeah.
they all know that anyways,
Yeah.
because they'll lose permission for
Yeah.
that, access to that anyways, and I agree that that's fine.
Yeah.
Do we already have insurance from the community club for stuff anyways, don't we?
Yeah, is it community club though, or is it Upper
I
Valley
think
Grill?
I think it's a community.
It's
club.
community
I
club.
was thinking it was community club.
Okay,
Upper Valley Grill's sponsoring the event,
alright.
but as far as I know, it's the community club's event.
But if Bill comes in or somebody represents the community club, we can clarify that, but as far as if it's a community club thing, I think it's perfectly fine.
I think in a bridge it said it was a community club. Does that sound right to you, Dorothy?
I don't know
Okay.
who that is.
Yeah.
So,
So I think if they're gonna park on the trail, they would have to talk to Vast, right?
but no, they're not parking
Oh,
on the
not
trail,
parking on the
they're
trail.
like using the parking lot area, ball field for overflow
Oh.
for snowmobiles.
Oh,
Yeah.
are they plowing
Just the
it, or?
park-
No.
Just the parking
Oh,
lot
just-
area.
I'm assuming you can't get into the ball field anyway, so.
Oh, yeah, you wouldn't be able to fit a snowmobile.
So it's
there.
just a snow, I
Too
think
big.
it's from Upper Valley Grill, if there's not enough parking over there, they can
Yeah.
overflow snowmobiles
Into
that
that
area.
parking area, yeah,
So-
exactly, yep.
It's fine with me.
Just don't park them in the river.
Right. So,
Yep, no, I think that's fine, I don't see any issue with that.
okay,
The big thing is just that they'll
which they will,
responsible
cause
for-
Gary wouldn't, they
Yeah.
won't,
Yeah.
they're very particular,
Yep.
when it starts, they block that field off, so.
It's like anything, I mean, if they,
Right.
it's, it's, utilizing it is fine in my opinion, but making sure that it's cleaned up afterward, and there's no
I'd
other
say
things later
probably
on.
95% are club riders anyways out on the trail.
Right,
And
right.
most of those club riders are really considerate.
Yeah, I wouldn't have any worries about that. Then we had a COVID sick time policy clarification for 2023.
It's in the folder, do you wanna bring it up?
Yep.
And because Philip, you guys saw, did you see the email this week, or last week actually, Philip got COVID Wednesday, or realized he had COVID Wednesday, and he's been out, he was early day Wednesday, so it's been 1 week and he's still out, and he's still testing positive for COVID.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure, of course, my opinion is, I thought we were moving on from COVID and
Yeah.
stuff at this point, but it's still,
We're
a thing.
We're
Yeah.
still paying folks, right? That's the
But
thing.
we also have sick time too, which is used for flus and being sick and whatever, so I don't know, what's your opinion, what are you guys' opinion on that?
What I'd say, from a return to work perspective, it's in here, you know, even if you're positive after, and that's kind of the CDC recommendation now anyway, after 5 days of first test or onset of symptoms, whichever came first,
Right.
then it's 5 days from that calendar days, and then you're able to return to work as long as you're fever free.
Okay.
Right, that's what I would say, that's
Is it
here.
3 or 5? I thought they changed
Five.
it to 3.
It's
Okay,
five.
it's
Five.
five,
Looked it up.
Yeah,
okay.
so,
But you have to be symptom free, or,
It's symptom free, yeah.
so, you know,
Yeah.
spend 7.
yeah, I mean, I think the big thing is
After
if
7
it's,
days.
as long as it's fever, you know,
So
Yeah,
I
yeah,
don't
it
know,
says that.
so that being said, would we pay for 5 days through COVID, and then after that you use your sick time? Does that make sense?
I put together a couple options at the
That's-
bottom of
yeah.
it,
Yeah.
just to see.
that's what I would suggest, would be that if it's a, you know, because the CDC recommendation is 5 days, we should follow their
Sure.
recommendation,
Sure.
obviously. So I would say if it's 5 days after that, I would say it would fall under the sick
Sick time.
policy after
That
that,
seems fair.
and that would apply. Does that
Yeah, it seems
make
fair.
sense?
Yep.
So I
Yep.
think we
I think,
should just update this to clarify that, I guess.
Alright, I don't know if I put 5 days.
No,
down.
but we
I have to
can-
look at the bottom.
yeah,
So you can end isolation after 5 days if your symptoms have improved and you have had no fever for at least 24 hours without the use of medicine that reduces fevers. Does not apply to healthcare workers.
so I think Lisa was thinking we'd check one of these options, and we came up with an option and what was in the check,
No,
so.
oh, that's what that is. I
Yeah.
thought that was like a
No,
Yeah.
That's what I
COVID
put,
questionnaire.
so
Okay.
Yeah.
thought
So I
it felt-
think we'll cover 5 days, and then the
Then sick
employee will,
Yeah,
yeah.
that seems fair.
I think most town employees, well, not most.
Which Carrie's had, did you get, I mean, so Harold had it,
Yeah, everybody's,
and everybody's gonna
benefited
have
from
it,
it,
is
yeah.
kind of is what they said anyway, so.
All right.
So I guess this should probably be something that has to be done at the beginning of the year of every year for a while, or-
Probably wouldn't hurt.
No,
I mean, just
yeah.
so we
Or
know.
maybe, pick it up under policies in
Well,
April.
yeah, it just happens
Just, yeah.
later.
Yeah.
and, you
Well, I
know.
mean, it'll go from April to April.
Okay,
I mean, we could do it that way.
Alright.
Yeah,
alright.
Regular
just cause that's
time
what,
pay.
that's usually when we're doing our policies anyways, so reviewing and signing, town personnel policies and
Okay.
whatnot.
Which technically 2 of the days for Philip were Saturday and Sunday, so
We wouldn't pay
tomorrow
those
it
days,
would
yeah.
become, tomorrow and Friday would be sick time, and then he has another weekend, so.
It's
not that-
it would be, you know, that's the thing, is it's calendar days,
His
not
days.
work days.
Oh, for him to be out for 5 days.
For 5
Yes,
days,
yes,
it's,
yes.
so,
Oh, yeah,
if he's out on a Monday, it would be 5 days for the full week. If he's out on a Wednesday, the first 3 days, and then after that, it would be, does that make sense? Cause,
I would think makes sense to pay him for 5 days.
Right, pay him regular for 5 days.
Right,
So it might be Wednesday, Thursday, Friday,
And then
Monday,
Tuesday
Tuesday.
of the next
Yeah.
week,
And
but
then
if he's
if
still,
he's still out, then
somebody's
it's
still sick,
so
then,
just
yeah.
five,
Flat days.
yeah,
yeah.
maximum of 5 work days.
The only
Yeah.
thing is, the roads crew is the one crew that works Saturday or Sunday, depending on the weather, so
Yeah.
how do you apply that into that,
That's
so,
a whole different
I know.
beast. But I think that's when they bring in the temp, I guess, for.
Yeah,
Right.
if there's-
that's where
Which
they've
is
got
what-
him.
Brent's been working to help out, so.
All
that's been
right,
good.
so I completed that a little bit.
Excellent.
We can just sign it, I guess.
Yep.
Just,
Thank you.
Excuse me.
Okay,
seems fair.
good, alright, excellent. Highway update, I got an email, well, we all got an email, I printed it off, it just said, hello all, from Harold, Philip is still out for COVID, and Brent's been helping out when needed, so that's great. Truck 11 is having electrical issues. I have found the issue and have ordered a new modular for it, which was like $400, I think he said. The roads are thawing out and it's getting slimy spots, but all is holding up well. So that's what I have from Harold for our update, which is nice.
Yep.
So all is good there. Treasurer?
Okay, so everybody has a budget, I thought I.
Budget's right here, 8%.
Yeah, so, everything seems pretty good. The only thing I did notice was, forest fire on page, I think it's page 7, I'm not sure if mine is.
Is that the one that was over, up?
Yeah, page
What?
7 is supplies, it's his CVC paging. I mean, he submitted it and I paid it on January 4th, so.
That doesn't sound like it's the right account though.
No, he does have a pager, I looked at the
Yeah,
invoice,
you should have a pager.
so I just don't know what that was about, so maybe if you see Wade, I
Yeah,
don't know.
yeah, my guess, like Zach said, was that, he coded it wrong.
No, I don't think so, I looked, he wrote it,
Yeah.
forest fire,
Yeah,
so,
Hi, Gary.
So,
I don't know.
yeah, I'm not sure.
unless does he have a specific pager for the forest fire?
I think so,
For,
yes, yeah.
He's
for
got, yeah, well, like an alphanumeric pager, like a business pager.
yeah. I would have thought that would have been under with the other pages in the reserve fund, the fire reserve fund or something.
Well, those are the,
Fall into that.
No, forest
it's
is
different, there's the emergency pager that all the guys have, and then the chief has a business pager.
Which is for forest fires only.
No, which is for, in
Fire.
case, yeah, and no, in case somebody needs to get a hold of the fire chief.
But it still would fall under the,
I don't know why.
I'm not sure why it's in there, I'm not, yeah, I'm not.
I mean, I mean, I'm assuming at $144 it was to replace the pager
I'm thinking it's the yearly contract.
or yearly contract for
Yeah.
the
I'm not sure
Yeah.
why it's under supplies, under forest fire. I mean, I'll reach out to the chief and
Just
find
check
out.
with them, yeah, maybe
Yeah.
it's in the wrong spot. Is it supposed to be under the regular fire department,
that-
not
that-
forest
that would
fire
be-
maybe?
Yeah, or in the emergency services budget line somewhere.
For supplies general, maybe?
Telephone and internet or supplies, yeah, I'm not sure.
Something like that, yeah. I'm wondering, maybe that's where,
Well, and it's usually he's got a pretty good handle on things and,
yeah, I'm
I
wondering.
double checked the invoice before
Yeah.
the
it's not
meeting
the
to
end
see
of
if
the
I
world
was.
either.
no,
No,
I'm
it's
just, yeah.
More just making sure it's accounted for properly.
It doesn't really seem like, yeah.
Okay, so, the USDA project, you all got the email and
Yes.
we got the letter, so
Yeah.
we got the final approval letter from the USDA, so we've gone through that hoop, so that's wonderful. I reached out to Nate to see, how the final design looked for, finalizing it, and he said a couple weeks. But then he has to send it to USDA for their final approval, which I really didn't know
Yeah.
that step had to happen.
that'll probably take the
But
longest.
It might.
I might reach out to Sean,
Uh-huh.
cause a few emails back, there was something about not being able to finalize the plan with USDA until the historic preservation piece was done, cause of that final part that may be impacted. But then Sean said when we met with them that, once we got the approval, we would be able to move forward the bid process.
I know. That's
So
what
I'm wondering if we're able to move, that would be the question to Nate is the plan finalized, and Nate and Sean, is our plan finalized enough to move forward with bid? Cause, you know, I'd love to get it out to bid sooner rather than later if we're able to do it this year, cause this season would be a great season to get it going.
So let's keep, working on that
Yeah.
and seeing how the USD, could be
Yeah.
the longest part of that
Right.
step,
Yeah.
waiting for them.
Yeah,
It also could just be a rubber stamp, like, yep, good.
could be. I mean, because they
Yeah,
have
yeah.
looked at it, it
Yeah.
wasn't like they're not blind to it,
And-
because
and it may
when
not
all
be that-
started, they looked.
It may not be that they look into the details, they may go, yep, there's a plan.
Yeah.
They're not just pulling our leg, there's an
Yeah.
actual plan, so.
And an engineer has stamped it, which means it meets all the, you know.
So the other thing that I just wanted to bring up, because I was been reviewing a lot of the folders, that, you know, it's not, the septic system is not connected to the fire station. So when that happens, which is gonna be part of this drainage, because they didn't wanna dig up the parking lot twice.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, you know, we need to be clear, who's paying for that portion should be the emergency service building, not community building. Cause it's not connecting to community building,
It's
it
connecting
should to the fire
just to
station.
the septic.
Yeah, well, I think, wasn't it was included in that initial bid, right?
Yeah,
we
but
were
then we
gonna do
moved
one
it
shot.
back and paid Robert less.
Yeah, so it was included in that initial,
But even then, it should have been divided out, if that emergency service should pay for it to hook to that building, because it's not hooked
Separate
to
from
this building.
This building.
yeah.
Just a thought to,
I don't, I'd have to check with Nate on where he if he included that or where he included that in the plan. But if he's included that in the plan, it should just come from the project funds. I wouldn't even worry about trying to figure out anything beyond
because
that.
we took it from the property expansion,
Yeah, correct.
reserve, and that doesn't include that. Just something to think about, doesn't have
Yeah.
to be decided on, I just was thinking,
Right.
Yeah.
it's a separate thing really now, so it really should be
Yeah,
going.
but like, I think Zach's point, if
But
it's
if it is
included,
in
then
the
it's,
project, then
then the
it should just be
USDA and the
project.
ARPA has
It'd
got it
fall under
covered.
that USD
But
ARPA
if
Yeah.
it's
funding.
not included, I guess it would come under the fire department.
And, I mean,
As
I
far as
think-
building
yeah.
and-
They've got, there's,
49,000
yeah.
in their building reserve,
And
just,
it's not gonna be that much to do it anyway, so.
okay, I just wanted to
Yep.
bring it up. Also, the mileage rate, there's a mileage sheet in here, so the mileage rate, is determined by the, IRS, and we always followed that since I've been here, it was 58 cents, and now it's 65 cents.
Okay.
So I just needed to know, are we changing that?
Yep,
265 cents?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah,
yeah,
Yeah.
I would say so, yeah.
okay.
correct.
There's also a note in here for Aaron about the cemetery account, I've written up a thing. Okay, cause the reason why I wanna change this, I know we don't sell a lot of lots, plots, whatever.
Yep.
But it's a pain for me to get to get the check down to Wells River and then I have to write a check and transfer, and write a check for the recording. It'd be easier if it was at Community Bank, so I could just deposit it through our machine, I don't have to take time to drive down there, but I need your okay, and probably, I don't know if you can just say okay?
I will bring it to, yeah, I mean, I agree with that, that makes
Okay,
sense. I
alright.
think that's a good idea, I think
Okay.
we'll go in that direction.
Okay, and I found one that will give us 1%, it's a
Okay.
money market where it wasn't earning any interest.
Yep.
It's not a high balance one anyways, but
Nope.
I just need approval from you, and then I need approval from the select board to open account, cause any bank account need approval.
Yep.
So we'll maybe continue it to next meeting, or,
Yes, and then that'll give me an opportunity to
Okay.
talk together.
alright,
But no, that makes sense.
okay.
Yeah, I don't think.
Great. Also, I just saw a note about ARPA reporting is due March 31st. So I first wrote this down and wondered if you knew, since you're the other rep,
Yeah.
if you knew if we had to report when we haven't spent any.
I don't think so, that's what I was just thinking, until you,
So I found an email from
Yeah.
somebody and asked him, and this is the VLCT, ARPA person, and she said we still have to.
oh, okay.
So I don't know if you have to come in and do this thing online. I'm gonna try to do it, cause
Yeah.
I'm the other contact.
Yeah.
But, so I guess we do have to report,
Okay.
even though we
Just have to
don't.
put 0, 0,
March 31st,
just gotta be a 0, 0, 0, I
yeah,
think.
right. Well, it's a little more than that, we gotta,
Yeah,
you know, do it,
yeah.
so,
It's a
okay,
big-
And we haven't paid out yet the
nothing.
money to NEK.
No, that was my
CBD.
next question. When do they want their money? Like, when is
We never
that
discussed
happening?
that.
It was part of the agreement, but I'd have to look
I
at my
know, but
notes.
when,
We were waiting on them to tell us when we needed to give them funds.
so we'll just wait until somebody tells us.
I'll follow up with Mike Geist to check in on that, cause I know that we approved the agreement.
Right,
We'll see if I got
We
it.
did.
Yeah,
but I'm assuming when somebody wants money,
They will let us know
let
when
us
they.
know.
I would think, I just didn't know if you knew
I hadn't
anything
heard
more,
I think
so-
part of it was that they didn't wanna take the money
we
until
got
they
everything
had
lined
it
up
lined
and
up to
organized.
do the actual project.
Right.
work.
Okay.
So I'm assuming that when they get to a point where they're ready to move forward with the backbone install, that money was set for, that's when they'll ask for it. But
Okay.
I can follow up anyway.
All right, and then the other thing I have is, I just got an email that I have to do our workers' comp self-audit within 30 days.
Okay.
So that will
Good.
keep me busy. Plus, I got the list from our new auditors, 3 pages of all the to-dos we need to get them, I think by the end of March.
Oh,
So-
a lot of
Yeah,
stuff to be
there'll
done by the
be
end
a
of
lot
March.
to do. So I guess that's it.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you, Lisa.
Appreciate it. Town clerk, did she leave anything for you?
No.
Okay, and I talked to her today and she said everything was going well and.
Must be
moving.
ready for town meeting then.
Yep.
The only thing of note is that dog licenses are available and are due by April 1st, right?
Due by April 1st.
April 1st, but everybody waits till the last minute because she said she only has done like 12.
Or after the first. But
So, 12. Yeah, 12.
Unless it went down like 3 weeks, like January, the 3rd week in January, and came back with dog license number 3.
So that's very interesting because I asked her how it was going and she said, well, slow. So,
Mark is chomping at the bit over there.
when's the rabies clinic? I can't remember. It's in March. I know that part. I can't remember the date though.
Oh, town reports and everybody's gonna come
Oh,
on
that's right.
Friday.
right. Okay.
Should be.
Excellent.
And the mail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You 3 aren't.
No,
You have to come in.
and get them.
This seems ridiculous.
Because, no, we had to save on the
Stamps,
400 and
yeah.
all that, so you get the bound kind.
It's a clay flat.
You get the
Okay.
nice spiral bound
All
kind.
right. Okay.
Collector's edition.
Yeah.
Assistant Assessor.
Okay, so I've got a form there that's certificate of no appeal or suit pending.
I saw that.
We do it every year, it just says that we have nobody there are no outstanding appeals or suits for the 2022 grant.
Perfect. Looks good to me. Has my
Signatures, that's it.
You need all of us to sign? Yep.
Yep,
Yep.
please.
What was the form called, Dorothy?
Certificate of no appeal or suit pending. It's the PBR 4155, it just goes into the town, the grant.
Oh, yeah, that form.
Oh, PBR 4155. Why didn't you just say that?
What else, Dorothy?
Nothing.
That's it?
Yeah, we're busy, just
Okay.
heading towards April 1st.
Okay.
Big doings. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Dorothy.
Thanks, Dorothy. Fire and Fast. Anything on Fire and Fast?
The chicken barbecue Dick paid right in this weekend.
How'd that go?
Went well. I mean,
Good. Lots of
Gary would be better.
Yeah, I think there was 252 chickens cooked.
I believe so. They were all cooked.
I wasn't positive on that, and there was like 30 left over, so that's not too bad for not doing it for 2 years. So we were happy with that, steady flow of people. Chickens come out great, and no delays, and
Got it in before
it
the
was-
snow melted, right?
we were fortunate. We had plenty of sleds come in. That ride-in has been around for so long. It's more than a snowmobile ride-in. It's just another, town event thing that's going on. There's so many people that if they snowmobiled, it was 50 years ago. It's just a huge community thing.
It's good.
Goes on. We had a ton of help, which
Good.
is good. It's amazing what you can get in 2 years, but it went smooth. We were
Good.
very happy with it.
Good. Excellent.
And thanks for the use of the building.
Absolutely. Constable.
Getting garbage cans taken care of, all the, dog licenses are now no longer past due,
Okay.
so we got a fresh slate there.
But you've been dealing with some dog stuff on
Dealing with some dog stuff,
Railroad Street or something.
yeah, dogs were barking late at night,
Okay.
went and talked with them. I'm not exactly sure how you guys want me to go about that.
We need to-
If a dog doesn't stop barking,
Here.
I'm not gonna do that. But like,
know what?
I feel like if somebody.
I feel like we need to be really strict on the dog thing, like it got out of control last year and
Absolutely,
stuff.
yes.
So, like, numerous complaints and problems with the same dog has to be dealt with.
Yes.
So, and I would say, make sure that we're following the dog ordinance with that stuff to a T. And then, I mean, obviously, you know, we should know, we will know about them, but, part of the reason why the dog ordinance was revised a couple of years ago was because we become the adjudication body if there's an appeal or otherwise about a complaint. So, you know, that's the other thing to remember is we, you know, you are the one that is, you know, with Carrie's help, you know, giving out the warnings and the fines.
Right.
And if it comes to us, then it comes to us, but
Right.
I would stay right with the dog ordinance on it, because I mean,
Safety, I mean.
there's a lot of it
if
safety,
a kid getting
security,
bitten or an adult or any.
Right, so
something happens.
I'm thinking specifically with dogs barking after hours.
It's a
If
little
if
more-
somebody is doing the best that they can, I feel like it's wrong
But
to
if
just
it-
start writing fines.
No, that's absolutely, but if it continues to be a
Right.
problem, then we
exactly.
have to address it.
And obviously, you know, we wanna be reasonable with that, I would say, but, you know, to a certain extent, I mean.
But it's a responsibility of owning a pet in town
Mhm.
and so on and so forth, so.
Yeah, if you got neighbors close by,
Yeah.
then that would be good.
Or if you buy a blue tick, they're gonna bark.
Right.
That's true.
They make bark
They
collars.
do make
though.
bark collars. I mean, there are ways to remedy
Right.
it, but you know, certain dogs bark.
And I
Have delivered a written warning to Connor Lucas,
Okay,
about their dogs.
okay,
Since then, I haven't seen them, running further than my house,
okay,
which is good.
that's good, okay,
I'm hoping it stays that way.
okay.
But next step will be fines and.
Yeah, so the thing is, it's just the protocol, you
Yep.
know, write the warning, and then the ticket, and then the
Absolutely.
fine, and then take the dog if it's still not.
It's still an issue, yeah.
Absolutely.
So,
Other than that, all quiet on the home front.
okay, good job, thank you. And thank you for dealing with the trash cans up on, Great Road, that had a complaint, Goodfellow Road, a complaint, that they were in the road and so on and so forth, so thanks for taking care of that.
That's my job.
Okay, that's good. And then, we will have another job maybe you'll work with here in a second.
Yep.
So good. Library, any report on library? Okay.
They're open.
Zoning administrator, we heard anything from Dan? Everything good with Dan and?
He didn't come in
Okay.
this week, but I think.
So in going down this list, I apologize, I haven't, Lisa sent me a list of emails that I need to send to all the departments to have everybody give us a monthly report so we kinda know what's going on, which Harold is doing, which
Yep.
is really handy and it's nice, so I will get that done this week and get it sent out, so hopefully we get an email of just something from
Yeah.
departments.
We asking for a monthly report or?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it doesn't have to be like this long email. All it has to say is, hey, nothing's going on, or whatever, it's we're working on this.
Three
Yeah,
bullet points. boom,
I don't need a,
Yeah.
I don't need a novel, cause I'm not a big email fan of sitting down and writing me a health officer.
Nothing that I know of.
You're still replying, so that's good. Maintenance.
I don't have anything to report on.
Just, Ben and, Frank worked one whole half day cleaning out that far closet, and then he helped us with the refrigerator that was all infested with mice in the food shelf. They tried to take the back panel off to try to clean it out. We couldn't put food in it. It was so horrible. So we hauled it out by the dumpster, and my husband came and picked it up, and brought it to recycling. So, but it's very clean in there. I mean, we can go in and look at, and there's chairs in there that community club is going to take and burn at their Bill's bonfire,
Okay,
I guess.
cool.
They're wobbly chairs that they used to use for the chicken pie supper, and they're just not safe. Nobody should sit on them. They're, you know.
Just need to be glued. Sound like a okay, but anyways.
I bet you they were probably glued once.
Yeah, that's right. And just, I have one thing to add with the cleaning out thing. Carrie did mention about the dumpsters overflowing, and so which I don't know if it's just cause the chicken,
I think it's a combination.
yeah, so, and I said, well, just keep an eye on it. If it becomes a regular thing, we may have to have them pick it up twice a month instead of once a month.
Do you think I should call them and see if, cause it's another whole week, what
Yeah.
if they don't
Have
come?
them pick it up, cause if the animals get in there, then,
Then we have,
But the,
Alright.
and I'm sure they wouldn't mind picking it up this week instead of the next week anyway, so.
alright,
with the warm weather, the bears are out too, so.
We
All
do
right.
not want animals, cause once we get them, they won't
No, they won't go away.
leave it alone, so.
Alright.
They say if that bear's a dead bear.
That's right.
alright, I'll call.
Good, thank you. IT, everything's rolling fabulously.
Just wait.
Because the phones don't work.
Just wait until they get approved to replace computers.
Right, but I actually do have an IT thing, sort of, so you worked on our email,
Okay,
and it's better, I guess.
all right.
Um,
Gonna do it?
Well, we were getting a bunch of crap, like, spam, remember, and I'd gotten stuff, and you've gotten stuff, and we fight with the emails. Meaning, it's not as easy as like Yahoo and Google and whatever, cause I can't have it, I gotta go to it every time, it seems like, or maybe I just don't know what I'm doing.
Because you don't have an app on the phone?
Right,
So you're asking if there's an app for your phone?
for that,
For that. Maybe?
okay, so I don't know, we just,
Yeah,
we sometimes,
just that.
Instead of logging into their web.
Well, I'm just, one of my concerns is just with web, with cybersecurity stuff, more than anything. Like, we get, the emails that we get are, phishing attempts, and some of them are, fraud attempts, but it's spam stuff mostly, but I just worry about one getting clicked and then we're in trouble. But-
yeah, we don't want them hacking into our military.
So, we can move into using, an Outlook app, to do it.
Is it a pain?
No, I don't think so. It just means something else I need to manage when it doesn't work.
Right.
You're
Yeah.
adding another layer,
Yeah.
So that means when, when it works on the website, I can just go to the website. But if it works there, but it doesn't work on your phone, that means I gotta go to your phone
Okay.
Yeah.
and help you there. So it adds another layer.
Mhm.
When it's Outlook on the computer, I come here to the computer.
Right.
Yeah.
So you're asking me to, go to another level by adding that.
I don't know, what do you guys think,
I think the email works efficiently now. I think, but
You can also forward your emails to your own personal.
But if you're gonna go through all that, half the time we're sending emails, go to my personal anyways, cause if I don't go on and check the rest of my emails are automatic on my phone, so every time I check them, they all bring up my 3 emails, right? And then, but my town one, I have to go in and put my password, or whatever to open it and then view it.
It's a website.
Yeah, so that's all, but
Yeah, just, because we don't have our own internal,
Why not?
mail server.
wait, we don't?
Yeah, well, you can find someone, pay them $100 a year.
Okay, everything's working fine as far as I can see.
I mean, I can look into options and just, when you just start adding more.
Right. No, I get it, it's fine, this is Groton, it's not like, New York City or something, we don't.
yeah, we don't need our own Outlook subscription. We don't need our own
Well,
Microsoft
it's
Office.
free, it's not, it's free, it's a free app.
Yeah.
That you get, I'm just thinking of the support
Yeah.
that comes along
Yeah, but it doesn't proliferate. Yep.
with that.
That's fine, we're good, Gary, everything's
Okay.
working great. Okay, thank you, Mike.
What we'll do is keep you posted on the cybersecurity type stuff, so that if there's issues, we can.
Okay, all right, well, we can crank up the level.
Okay.
Okay, Christian didn't have any on his.
Yeah.
It was off.
Well, no wonder when I got that hoax email that you sent me that you never sent me.
Yeah,
Yeah,
his
so-
was off, so
Yeah.
I see why he was having trouble.
Yeah, I mean, it would be, I'll take a look at mine, I'm gonna go through it and see how bad it is, but I know regularly it's,
Are you blacklisting, whitelisting anything that's repetitive?
I'm spamming, I'm junking stuff as I see
Yeah.
it, marking it so that it at
Yeah.
least,
I mean, if you
Sit
create
there.
some habits, it helps really lower those
Okay.
numbers down if you add things,
okay,
and,
yeah, I'll take a look at that, that might be, that may be what I'm.
We're good. Everything's great.
Okay.
One thing on mine, when I'm getting emails from other, on the listserv, from other assessors and stuff within the state, it's listed as spam. It's
Yeah.
labeled
Carrie-
spam,
Carrie has the exact same problem.
and then, but then it comes through okay.
Yeah. Do you have that problem too, Lisa?
No,
She doesn't look at her email.
I don't,
No
I don't
problems
look
that way.
at the meeting net very often.
You don't use it?
No, I have it filtered, so I don't
It
have to be
just goes,
bothered.
yeah, but you can drop into your, that inbox
yeah,
and see
yeah,
if it has that label in
Oh, I
there.
could, yes.
It's adding a label to the subject. that
I was
says
in there
spam.
a lot today and I didn't see anything that
So,
said spam.
but Carrie has the exact same problem.
Okay, and it's new, it's a new problem.
It's happening through Groton, through the Earthlink host. They're the ones putting
Okay,
this in.
all right, it's new like since probably the December or so, it's not, it
Yeah.
hasn't been a long time.
Well, because the reality is it is spam. Because it's coming, it's going out to hundreds of people. That's the definition of spam.
Okay.
Yeah,
It is spam.
well, it's hard sometimes with those, especially the chain emails and large emails.
Yeah.
Like, I have that problem at work, like emails they'll come from the corporate office and they get thrown in the spam folder because they've gone to, 300,000 employees in the company, right? So that's,
Right.
you just gotta,
Yeah, but by definition, it is spam, whether it's good spam, bad spam. So,
Okay, well,
as long as it doesn't come in a can, it's the.
good. Planning Commission.
Nothing. No, I think they're waiting for us to, approve their
Yeah.
So
zoning bylaws.
we're posting a notice for their bylaws for March 1st at 5:30 here
Yes.
to do the open meeting per the procedure so that they
Yes.
can be finalized because we had voted on them last meeting, so.
Correct.
That notice is going in the paper this week, right? So,
there was a huge gas bill in Waterbury, it's probably where he is. Gasoline.
Oh.
That was
Like-
that one.
Oh.
They got speedy dry all over the place, the fire truck there.
oh jeez.
Jeez. NEK, CUD, VORC, update. Yep. Okay.
So we got the, grant, stuff back, the grant agreement
Yep.
back, and with this short deadline, like, get this back in 2 weeks, what, we've been waiting since last spring for this thing.
Right.
We got an extension on it, but it's due like any day. And basically what was due was corrections. They sent a whole bunch of documents with a bunch of questions on it, Exactly how many signs are you putting up, exactly where they are, please make a map, show us exactly where they're gonna go. Exactly how many feet is it that you're regrading on the railroad bed? And a bunch of little, just specifics like that, and so forth. So Greg and Mike and myself, we all got together and we've been filling all the blanks and it's going back to them. There's documents about how we get reimbursed. I don't know if anybody's met up with you, Lisa, yet. We will be doing that. So that'll be going back to them, and then eventually it'll come back to us, then to you for a signature.
Okay, great.
So it's moving along.
Good.
One of the things Mike wanted to ask is they had a spot, which we hadn't filled in before because they didn't really know it was gonna happen this way, of in-kind work
Okay.
that happened, even though this grant wasn't dependent on, didn't require any. But we're listing all the work that the Snowmobile Club did this fall.
That's a
And
good
I went
idea.
and added up all the hours, and it was something like 487 hours of in-kind work. And it's like, those guys are like, holy cow. To me, it's not a surprise, because we do it every year.
Right.
But, you know, when you have 50 people,
Right.
and for, you know, from October 1 to December 15th working, you know, those hours add up. It wasn't every single weekend on the trail, but it was 80% working on the town portion. It was something like 480 hours.
Wow.
That's
So
great.
they're gonna be adding up to the land to show, how it's more than just their money that's getting involved.
Okay, good. Great.
So it's moving forward, you know, and we have Greg Western from Cross Vermont attending all the meetings and helping us, and, it's moving forward.
Good.
That's
So
great.
we're
That's
really
great.
getting excited for when we can start
Yeah,
putting it out to bid.
get it done.
It's great Greg's coming down and helping,
Yeah.
here all along, and,
Mhm.
yeah.
He's from where?
Cross Vermont.
Cross
He's
Vermont
the
Trail.
executive director, Cross Vermont Trail.
Good.
He's a good guy.
Thanks for the update, Gary.
Yeah, so I think that was it. There might have been more, but that's what I remember.
Okay, that's
We'll
good.
be here for a few more minutes if you remember something now.
Infrastructure project, which we kinda,
We kind of covered already. I'm just gonna follow up with Sean and Nate on when we're gonna start, when we can, or what the timeline is for the bid process, which we can do without needing the historic preservation stuff. That will have to be done before we break ground, but otherwise, I think, you know, we got the final approval letter, like Lisa said, so.
which is awesome.
Yep, and then I'm gonna look, once I kinda get an idea on the bid process timeline, I'm probably gonna reach out to like the Journal Opinion, maybe even Caledonia Record, and Times Argus, and try to maybe do some sort of media out to try to, ahead of the bidding process, to hopefully pique some interest with some of our regional construction companies to see who may wanna take it on.
Right,
So.
okay, good. Excellent.
That's that for that.
Speed sign, we're trying to work on that, keeping that in the loop of which
So,
you've got.
I'm gonna work with Mark. I think it's a good project for Mark to help with. I dug back through my history and got the response that we got from the
Yep.
guy is the
Nate.
same, the Nate Covington or something. It's the same response he sent a couple of different times. In the specifications, there's a part B, which is meeting the criteria for placing the signs. Once that's met, the other part that he mentions is about the actual signposts and signs.
Putting,
All of that's easy for us to be compliant with, because you have to have them,
Yep.
that has to be compliant where they are anyway, so I'm not worried about that, but, the last time we did the speed study was October of 2020. So I'm pretty sure that we're gonna have to have that redone, so I'm gonna work with Mark, to coordinate with the, sheriff department to do a new speed study that can go with that application, but also, I think the other thing we wanna do is reach out to just get an update on the temporary speed limit signs that the sheriff department said he has.
right,
So those go outside of the permanent placement specifications, so we may be able to get that on a temporary basis. But, you know, I'm gonna work with Mark on that, and
so we'll get Mark a speed gun in for the next 2 weeks, he'll count cars and see how fast they're going.
Got
We'll have a
Nothing else
study.
to do. Nothing that'll pay him back.
or what we'll do is just have him stand out on the side of the road with a hair
Hair
dryer.
dryer, yeah.
We're on the face of
Yep. Yeah. So that's
That's
kind of
great.
that. I'm gonna try to keep that moving forward.
Yeah, and keep me in the loop too,
Yeah.
if you don't
As
mind.
we move it forward, there will be an opportunity. This will have to go through the state, the V-Trans engineering folks have to look
Right.
at it all over and make sure that it's satisfactory for them. They make a recommendation that goes to the Department of Transportation's Transportation Committee meeting that will get put on an agenda for. That's an open to the public meeting, so, when we get closer to that, I'll make sure everybody is, you know, if we get to that point, everybody's in the loop so that we can get
Good.
some, public support at that meeting to hopefully push that over the finish line and get those
Good.
signs moved, so. But reading it, there's no reason why we can't put them,
do it.
it has to be within a transition.
Which I looked
within
at
a
that.
speed limit transition, so from 50 to 40 or 40 to 30, or if it's 35 miles per hour or below, so the village is 30, so we should be good.
we all,
So,
we're good.
You should meet all those criteria in like a mile and a half span through here.
Absolutely.
yeah.
Okay, it's your turn, Aaron. So, fire alarms and sprinklers.
I don't have anything to bring before the board on that. I've done some research, but I don't have anything to,
Okay.
to report.
Next
on.
meeting.
Should be.
Okay.
I'll have more to
All right.
Go back up, you missed open.
I
Open
did
to
miss
public.
open. Where did I miss? Oh, yeah, I did miss open. Open. Anybody, public, open to the public
And other business.
and other business. Okay, good. Okay, Gary.
Did you get a call about trucks or cars on the railroad?
No.
I got a report from, people who have the timber business, she used to be the librarian.
Williams.
The walls.
Oh, Brian?
Yeah,
Brian.
and from his wife, that there were.
Jody,
Jody, there you go, thank you. There we got there.
There's vehicles back there?
Yeah, burned down the railroad bed. And so I told her, says, you know, she wasn't planning on the snowmobile, she was concerned that it was gonna be a head-on. So I said, it says it's in the ordinance, no vehicles during the winter.
So, and if we did get a report, one of us, we would have Mark go out and,
Yeah,
tell
so
the
she
sheriff
said she
or-
was going to, so I didn't go any farther. I said, if you have any problem with snowmobiles, let me know. But it's something we can call the state police on, or the select board. It's, you know,
and Brian,
we have an ordinance that's
messages me,
no
so,
vehicles,
but I haven't got a thing from him.
on there, so, I
Okay.
didn't hear anything more.
When did that come in here recently?
This was last week.
You, and so
Uh,
you haven't heard anybody talking about tracks and,
Yeah, and when I've asked around from other people, you know, when they see people go up Cold Hill Road, they don't really know where they're going.
Yeah.
So, and I
Well,
haven't
we'll
heard
keep
complaints
an
about
eye
that.
on it and.
So, yeah, I don't know, it just makes me, if it is going on or not, but do we need to, we don't actually say, we don't have anything that says you can't drive on it.
Like signs.
yeah.
Out
it's
there,
not a bad
there
idea.
isn't a sign.
We've got a, yeah, you're right, we've got that
So
ordinance, but
should
we don't
we
have.
be doing something next year?
Oh,
Yeah.
jeez.
Well, yeah, we should work with.
Or not? I mean,
Alright, I know, we keep adding things, speed limits and this and
well,
that.
I've been asked to put regular snowmobile speed limit signs instead of highway.
But we've had an issue where when there's snow, you're not allowed to drive on the railroad beds and stuff. We've
On
had
state land. It's
issues.
only a state land though.
Well, we have our own railroad bed ordinance, so.
Right.
Is it
we have
in
our
the
own-
ordinance that says we
No,
can?
our ordinance says you can't drive on it.
But it's
That's
a
what I
date, it's a
remember.
date to date, right? It's not a first.
Yeah,
second.
it's between December 15th and April 15th.
I would be afraid somebody ripped the signs down even if we did put signs up, and it would be better if it becomes a problem, I could see an issue, you know.
Yeah, I mean, I would say, look, we should check to see if there's tracks out there, I guess, but, I mean, I don't think it's a bad idea to post a sign. I think that would be something for.
Would you have them on the bridge,
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking.
the hatch bridge?
The car, the no car, no truck sign.
Right.
It just won't have a date on it. The only problem is I put them up in the fall, I'd have to remember not to put it up to.
I think you could get like a road sign.
I would talk to Harold.
Yeah, Harold, we've got a,
Yeah,
Yeah.
but in the summer, they do use the road.
we've got one,
You could put a sign that
Yeah.
says.
we've got
Yeah.
one on the cemetery that says closed from November 1st, May
That's what I was
1st.
thinking, you
We
just put
just
it
close
says,
the gate.
road closed to, road closed December 15th to April 15th.
I got enough days, so.
Road-
I know. It just seems like we keep having to protect
I think
everything.
that's a good project for Harold.
I'll make sure Brian and Jody have my cell phone.
Okay,
So they can call us
I was
actually.
just looking,
And if you catch plates or anything, if they catch plates or anything like that, that should get reported to the sheriff's department, because that,
Yeah.
they can
because it
enforce
is
that.
enforceable.
They can enforce that ordinance as a
Yeah.
road violation.
Because back before we had the ordinance, I started enforcing it and I found out that, no, that's just a state of Vermont thing.
Yeah.
Didn't apply to anything.
With our contract with the sheriff, though,
But we had that whole deal with Dave and,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's
it's the
all.
same thing with no parking in town at night, I think, with the winter weather stuff. So the sheriff's department can enforce that too, so they can issue tickets
So
for.
we'll just kind of monitor that if it becomes a bigger problem, I would say we have to deal with it.
I got a, I'll have to try it out, maybe I'll get my cell-based trail cam out, put it on the trailer, and see what happens. That 1,000 pictures of snowmobiles, one picture of a truck.
Yeah, right. Most of the time, if they're on the trails this time of year, they get into trouble and you figure out.
Well, yeah,
Somebody's stuck.
That's what I'm saying.
usually it's no problem.
Because I've had trouble with the groomer before, stuck out there, and you either have to get pushed out of the way or pulled somewhere and gotta go.
Right,
So,
this year you can go anywhere you want.
right,
Yeah.
right. So, Mike,
What's up?
how are you?
Good, busy.
So we kind of covered
Board?
Gore.
Yeah, my quick high level overview.
Yeah, so we have like a partial grant agreement, he lets you know that.
Yeah,
We're like putting our numbers in, kind of giving it the like glance over. Thankfully, I've worked with these contracts and grants before, almost everything in there is like the boilerplate BS, you know.
yep,
Go back from Russia, blah, 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 blah. And that's really what's in there. The town specific stuff we've all looked at. I still haven't submitted it to get it to the end of the week.
Totally about
I didn't say
I
it.
told about the maps, designs.
Yeah, yeah,
Adding the in-kind work.
yeah. I wonder if those signs can probably be thrown into the budget for. We have a $20,000 sign budget.
Right.
Or a grant, so.
There you go, that,
Maybe
it's not be a bad idea. Might not be a bad idea.
Yeah, so you probably covered everything. We hopefully will get a full grant agreement sometime, and that's when we were gonna present it to you.
okay,
Cool.
good.
With our recommendations or whatever.
When do we talk about the reimbursement and the, how that is with Lisa? When do we do
I
that?
think I should share the draft agreement with Lisa so you can at least see it, know it before they look at the final one, because all those payment terms are in there now.
Okay,
So
yeah,
how-
I should have a copy in the folder anyways. next
Yeah.
time.
Yeah, so this will just be a draft partial, it's missing a section, it says where the section should be.
Okay,
There's some financial form that needs to be filled out, I think that's when we finally sign it, but I'll send it all to you.
okay.
But it'd be good to look at, so you
Alright.
see what we're looking at, how they're doing it.
Okay.
Maybe we can negotiate some payment terms with them, they're sometimes negotiable with towns specifically, so municipalities. If something looks bad, we send it.
Okay, good.
Yeah, they had limits how often you could submit invoices.
He gets quarterly, which isn't too terrible. They just only get monthly. Monthly is more work for them.
Yeah.
I think 3 times as much work for someone.
The idea that we're trying to break this into like 3 projects, that's it.
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay,
Pretty much.
good.
All in 1 year?
Mm-hmm.
As
Really?
best we can, yeah.
We don't wanna go into.
It would be great.
They're giving us 2 years, we don't wanna do it.
Yeah.
Alright.
I mean, the quicker we're done with this, the quicker we have to work on it. cut it
Well, and
down.
it's like, then you turn around and it's all done.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Somebody
Yeah.
shows up in the spring and then comes back in the fall for foliage. It's like, it's a whole new trail here. you
Yeah,
know?
yeah.
Whereas going out across the year and a half is, takes them forever to get something done around here.
Good, thank you.
Planning commission, Mike, anything?
Planning commission, we are meeting next week.
Okay.
You guys are gonna discuss the zoning bylaws, what the following,
Yeah,
2 weeks from tonight?
Yeah.
March first,
March 1st, yep.
5:30.
If you happen to look at them before our planning commission meeting on Tuesday and you see something jumps out that you
Oh,
want.
yeah,
to-
Oh, so we
So
already,
amazing.
so last meeting, we approved them to
You
go.
approved of this is the meeting for like a
This is the public
Yeah.
comment.
Yeah,
Gotcha, okay.
and I read, I browsed through them, but I can assure you I didn't spend a lot of time breaking it all down.
All the red ink, that was very handy.
That was very
That was,
Big deal,
yeah.
everything's in red.
That's it, makes it easier.
So you can see how little work we did, I guess. Yeah, we did all that for you, so we just said.
Yeah, I was
we
very
put it
impressed.
together and said, here you go.
Yeah. We looked at, we all had a copy, we all looked through it. And
Okay.
And then you guys put a lot of hard work, effort, and thought into it, and we appreciate that.
Thank you.
And VDA Health, and like the Prairie Planning Commission that shows up to every meeting.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's surprising. Thanks.
Yeah.
Good.
So, that's good. If something, a bunch of planning commission members will be coming to that meeting too. So if
Okay.
it changes for some reason, let us know.
Okay, good.
That's pretty much it. Other updates is we're kind of like hovering around the zoning, the flood bylaw needs to be updated or something. And then we've got the hazard mitigation plan that seems to be in our other people's courts and stuff.
Okay,
That's it.
Excellent. Gotcha.
cool,
Thanks, Mike.
excellent. Agenda, set agenda.
March first, I think.
We'll have appointments on March 3rd. No, we won't.
No.
No, March 15th.
March 15th, we'll have appointments.
No, I mean, I think let's keep it pretty
Keep it
simple.
what it is, and
Yeah, and
we'll just update it.
we'll update it if we need to, but before then, but, it's March first is the last meeting before town meeting day, so it's just kind of odd the way it falls in the schedule, but,
Okay,
yeah.
I think Carrie wanted to check in with you all sometime before March seventh, just to review.
yeah, she said that I'll be
gone.
gone next week and then the following week,
Okay.
we'll check in and get up to date.
Just,
Get ready.
you know, because we haven't had an in-person meeting,
Yeah.
just to review.
I'll try to stop in at some point and just
Okay.
talk to her about it, make sure.
Okay,
And
good.
then, I was planning on the 6th to come down and help set up and stuff, so,
All right,
that way we can,
Yeah.
knock all that out and be ready to go.
You have lots of stuff to sign in there, Aaron.
I've already gone through half of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Really?
Really, the chair and the vice chair need to sign more.
Okay, so, we'll get some motion to
Yep,
adjourn.
I'll move to adjourn.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye,
Right?
Okay,
there we go.
meeting's adjourned.